Hey guys, this is Kevin from JazTime.com, and today we'll be doing a comparison between the Rolex Submariner here on my left, reference number 116610, versus the Rolex Cosmograph Daytona, reference number 116500. We'll be going over the price, dial, bezel, case, crowns, bracelet, clasp, and we'll talk about the movement towards the end of the video. Okay, so as of June 2017, you can get the Rolex Submariner at a authorized Rolex retailer for $8,550, or you can get it from JazTime.com for as low as $7,800. For the Daytona, the pricing is going to be a little bit different. If you can get this from an authorized Rolex retailer, you're looking at paying $12,400. But unfortunately, because this watch is much newer, you're looking at a wait list of 5 years. So our price, it commands a higher price on the market as it is a highly in-demand watch. The pricing you can pay at JazTime.com, you're looking at as low as $16,500. Okay, and that's of course if you want to skip that 5-year wait list and have this watch now. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into the dials. So for the dials, the Submariner, obviously you can already see that it has much easier readability as it isn't as cluttered as the Daytona. The Rolex has a maxi dial, which means that these hour markers are 30% larger than the typical Rolex hour markers. You have circular hour markers with index at the 6, 9, and 12 o'clock position. And we have the date at the 3 o'clock with a Cyclops lens on top that protrudes from the crystal a little bit for magnification and easier viewing of that date. Whereas the Daytona, we have index markers throughout with the Rolex crown at the 12 o'clock position. Index markers are much smaller than the circular hour markers and index markers on the Submariner. However, the reason for that is because we have most of the dial space being taken up by these 3 sub-dials that it is a chronograph watch. We have the 12-hour sub-dial on the left on the 9 o'clock position, 60 seconds at the 6 o'clock position, and 30 minutes at the 3 o'clock position. Okay, besides that, the hour markers, the hands, the hour markers are fashioned in 18 karat white gold to prevent any tarnishing. For the hands, we have a little bit of difference in the hands as we have the Mercedes hands, which is this circular hour hand here. The Daytona has just a very simple plain index hands. One thing to mention is that the luminescence is at the tips of the hands, whereas the Submariners, it's throughout the whole hands. And the Daytona also actually has a little sliver of black embedded in between in the center of each hand of the hour and the minute hand. Let's see if I can show you a closer look at that. And it provides a little more readability for the watch as well. Okay. Small but minor difference. We do have the Daytona name right in the center of the watch in red, whereas the Rolex is just all plain text white. Very, very basic and very simple. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to the bezels now. Actually, before we move on to the bezels, I just want to let you know that the configuration of colors for these watches, the Submariner, you're looking at a black or the anniversary edition, which is a green bezel and green dial, also known as the Hulk. The Daytona, it also comes in a white dial. So you have the choice of black or white dial. Okay, so moving on to the bezel now. They both have the similar style bezels in terms of they both use a black Cerachrome bezel, which is a ceramic bezel that is highly scratch resistant and has a very nice shine to it. And this black color will never fade over time. It will stay this black for the rest of its lifetime. The difference here is that the Submariner uses a unidirectional bezel with 60-minute graduations around, with the numbers, with the numerals and the index markers are platinum dusted. So this has a completely different function in terms of the Daytona, which is a tachymetric scale that has been engraved onto the bezel. Also, I believe it's also platinum dusted as well. Actually, no. apologize. I want to correct myself. It says the numerals are not platinum dusted. They're just as is. Okay, if you want to learn more about these functions, we do have the individual watch videos of showcasing these functions, so you can check that out on our YouTube channel. Otherwise, let's go ahead and move on to the case now. For the case, you're looking at 40 millimeters in diameter for both cases, so my index finger to my thumb, 40 millimeters in diameter. That's the case size. Let me show you the side profiles of these watches now. Okay, so for side profile, pretty similar. It's pretty similar in profile. I would assume that the Daytona is a little bit more larger, mainly because it has more complications in the watch. It is a chronograph watch, but they seem very similar. We have high polish on the sides. For the crown side now, go ahead and flip this over. For the crown side, of course, Rolex crown on the crown. We have crown protectors, 2 high polish crown protectors for that. And of course, the Daytona has additional chronograph pushers at the 2 o'clock and the 4 o'clock position for its chronograph functions, which is a stopwatch function. I can go ahead and show you that really quickly. So at the very top, it unscrews. There's a main central seconds hand opposed from the second subdial that works as a stopwatch feature. So this 2 o'clock position chrono pusher starts it. The one on the bottom will reset it, so you have to stop and reset. Very simple, very easy to use. Mainly because obviously this watch is for the Daytona. You can track the time it takes for a car to run a lap with that stopwatch feature. So pretty nifty to have. Okay, besides that, the crown functions, very standard crown functions. They both run a screw down triple waterproofness system. As you can see when you unscrew, this is the hand winding position here, which you can wind the watch. A simple tug will let you change the date instantaneously. Of course, the Daytona does not have this function. The Daytona has the final function, which is just the setting of the hands bidirectionally, and of course the stopping of the seconds hand for precise time setting, such as to an atomic clock. You can set it down to the exact seconds. Of course, make sure the crown is nice and tight against the case, as you want to keep this watch, as noted by Submariner at the bottom text here. You want to keep it water resistance for 300 meters or 1,000 feet. The Daytona, you're looking at a water resistance of 100 meters or 330 feet. Okay, and that's of course, that's with all chrono pusher crowns pushed nice and tight, and the main crown nice and tight as well. All right, so let me go ahead and show you the bracelets now. Okay, so the bracelets, same style bracelet in terms of being an oyster bracelet, which is a 3-piece link bracelet. So we have the 3-piece link. However, the Submariner, it is a more sportier watch. It has all sand finish and brushed steel throughout the bracelet, whereas a Daytona is sort of a hybrid between a sports and dress watch. So we have this sand finish and brushed steel on the outer 3-piece link, but in the center links, we have a nice high polish, and that patterns all the way throughout the bracelet, even to the clasp. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and compare the clasp. As you can see, Daytona's clasp is much smaller than the Submariner's, and the reason for that is because they have different features on adjustment of the clasp. And I'll actually go ahead and show you that now. For both the Submariner and Daytona, however, the clasp style is the safety floating oyster, which means that this little hinge safely locks down the folding oyster, that's the folding oyster, which reveals the clasp blades with the Rolex name embossed onto that high polish. So I'm holding the Daytona here in my hand, the 116500. I'm going to go ahead and show you the clasp function I was talking about. So it has what's called the comfort extension link. There's a little indentation, as you can see there. It allows you to adjust the bracelet 5 millimeters forward or 5 millimeters backward with a simple snap. And that's for that's more of a quality of life feature. For if it's a hot summer day, your wrist will swell up, so you can adjust it to have a little more breathing room for your wrist so it doesn't choke your wrist out. Whereas the Submariner has that same feature, but it's actually been quite updated and much updated for much better. This is what we call the Glide Lock extension link. So same concept. You can pop the bracelet out like that, but now we have these rivets on the clasp, so we can adjust for 2mm increments for up to 20mm. So let's just say, bam, all the way at the end. That's how it looks fully extended. Back, that's how it looks unextended. The main feature of this was as this is a Submariner and it is a diver's watch, it's for divers that have put on their wetsuit. You want to adjust for how much extra width that wetsuit gives. You don't want to have a watch too tight. So that was the main feature of it. But now for everyday use, like let's just say you want to pass this, pass this watch down to your son. Now your son can adjust the bracelet to his liking. So it makes a great gift, which really removes the middleman for trying to remove a link to, have the watch size to a person's wrist. It really removes that, and overall, just great quality of life feature. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the movement and case backs now. So case backs. A little bit different in design. We have these high polish right here on the Submariner's case back, whereas the Daytona has more of a flatter, just satin finished case back, but they're still both oyster case back. The Rolex Submariner runs a 31-35 movement, which is a perpetual mechanical self-winding movement, in-house made by Rolex. It has a precision of -2 plus 2 seconds a day. As the functions of the center, hour, minute, and seconds hand was an instantaneous changing of the date, setting of stopping of the seconds hand for precise time setting, and has a power reserve of 48 hours. And that 31-35 is a tried and tested movement that Rolex has used for a very long time. The Daytona runs a tried and tested movement as well. Actually, it's the 41-30 in-house made movement, which was, I believe, introduced back in 2000s when they moved from the Zenith movement to the Rolex movement. It is a perpetual mechanical self-winding movement as well, with a precision of -2 plus 2 seconds a day after casing. It has the functions of the center, hour, minute, seconds hand, the small seconds at the 6 o'clock position, the chronograph hand, which is a center hand that uses that stopwatch feature. Has the functions of the 30-minute and the 12-hour sub-dial as well, and also the stopping of the seconds hand for precise time setting. The power reserve of this movement, however, is 72 hours, so you can put this watch down on a Friday evening and pick it back up on a Monday evening, and it will still be keeping time just fine. Okay, so let me actually go ahead and show you this watch on my wrist now. Okay, here we are. Bam, bam, safety oyster, and there's the Submariner on the wrist. Very standard, but always very beautiful. Okay, now let me go ahead and get this Daytona on. Pop that. Okay, and then there's the Daytona on the wrist. Very beautiful if you're willing to wait for it. So there's the side profiles, as you can see. Just very beautiful overall. So if you're interested in purchasing these watches or any other watches for the lowest possible price, check out our website at JazTime.com. We have the lowest prices guaranteed. We offer free shipping and a 1-year warranty. And if you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at JazTime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.